Hello, Eldorado Jaguars. This is Miss Lydda. You know me as a speech therapist in the building. Today, I'll be reading to you a story about the special relationship between a grandpa and his granddaughter living in a city. The book is titled Skyfishing, the words by Gideon Stir, and pictures by Polly Bernatine. Skyfishing. When we picked Grandpa up to come live with us in the city, he brought every one of his fishing poles. He had been a fisherman his entire life, so it didn't take long for him to realize that where we lived, there was nowhere to fish. We tried new hobbies that fall and winter, but for Grandpa, there was nothing that could take fishing's place. Soon in spring, we tried something else. Let's pretend, I said. So we did. And for a while, our lines dangled empty. But when the first fish bit, it didn't feel so pretend anymore, and we weren't sure what to do. Reel it in! Grandpa said he'd never seen one before, but there it was, a flying glitterfish. There are two rules to fishing, he told me. If you catch something, put it back. And where there's one fish, you can bet there will be more. I'd never fished before, but I was already hooked. The first day's haul was impressive. There were green danglers, chinefish, and signfish, laundry eels, and even a cold air square. But none of them were fast swimmers, so they were easy to catch. The bigger challenges waited further in the deep and would require patience, practice, and study. Below us, the sidewalk flowed slowly. It was a perfect place to start. Catfish was the first to bite, then Mexican catfish, then songfish, and goldfish. And as the days got warmer, new and exotic fishes visited from foreign shores. We fished every day, reeling in fairy snappers, love fins, and hammerheads, until at last we caught the sidewalk's biggest prize, the grillfish, and we knew we were ready for the road itself. This was our ocean, and when the first fish roared and honked and spun its fins, it was clear we'd reached the deepest part. There were soonfish, malefish, glowfish, and more yellow stripers than we could count. But as big as they were, we knew they weren't the biggest fish. The biggest wasn't a stretch fish Ior, a waist muncher. It wasn't a construction fish, a steeltail, or even a grouper. For months, we studied the eye, sidewalk, and searched the streets. I. We knew we'd seen it before, but where? We remembered it from its rumble. I. The biggest fish lived even deeper. I. The biggest fish lived underground, but you can only hide for so long. It was no surprise when at last we caught the troublefish. Almost, I said to Grandpa. Almost, he said to me. Then in quiet, we packed our poles. The biggest fish would have to wait, but things could have been worse. Summer meant summer vacation, and it was time to swim. The end. I hope you liked it.